Hi, everybody. Welcome to our fun meeting. And we welcome our guest, Keith Blackie, who lives close to me. And he celebrated his birthday last week and asked Carol and I to join. I really appreciated that. Thank you. Today's fun meeting is about teaching our members something else. So I'm ready to. I recorded mine earlier, but who would like to be first besides me? I'll go last or whatever.
Linda, ladies first.
Oh, I didn't record anything.
Well, you didn't have to because I'm recording it now, but mine's kind of a complicated thing, and I didn't want to fumble around live.
Oh, so I can fumble around live.
Well, I'm ready to take notes. Okay.
Okay, well, I was going to show you how to make a quilt.
Ooh.
So first, you find a pattern you like.
Uh-huh.
Then you look at the back where it tells you what you need to accomplish this quilt in terms of how much fabric of what colors and what designs. Then you come home with all your fabric in perfectly nice large pieces, perfectly good fabric. Then you take plastic rulers and a rotary cutter, and you lay it on your mat with your fabric, and you cut all that nice fabric into all these pieces, all kinds of little pieces, this size, just lots of little pieces. Then you go to the instructions and you start sewing those little pieces together. And you sew for a while and you realize you've sewed the wrong ones together. So you have this handy dandy little tool called a seam ripper, and you put it in your mistakes and you rip out all the stitches, and then you resew. And then eventually you get something like this. And you make however many it requires. In this case, it's 16 of these. And the nice thing about doing this is you get to cuss a lot. Get that out of your system. Then you sew all those together, which I haven't done yet. And you get a nice quilt. You take that and give it to somebody that can quilt it together with backing and the good stuff in the middle. That's what I do in my spare time.
Wow.
That is neat, Linda.
Thanks.
I have a confession to make, though.
What's that?
I'm married to a quilter.
Ah, so you already know the drill.
Not only that, we have them all over our house.
Me too.
And actually, I have one here in my home office on the futon sitting right next to me. And the things you were holding up this afternoon on the dining room table were those two things, the cutter and the plastic, whatever it is. Ruler. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
5
is a
minutes or less.
wonderful hobby. Have you ever been to the Washington, D.C. area?
Yes.
They have a quilt historical thing. I forget where it is, but I've gone to it. I just say, yes, dear. It's either the Daughters of the American Revolution or...
Yeah, it is.
Is that who it is?
And there's a big quilt museum in Paducah, Kentucky that I've been to twice and still haven't gotten there when they were open. So dang it.
Well, if I mention it to her, I think we're taking a Kentucky detour. That's actually Paducah, Kentucky.
Paducah,
Paducah, Kentucky. I'll ask her if she's ever heard. Obviously, she's heard about it. She's
I'm
been in
sure.
quilter groups. Our country club here, where we have 1,300 homes, they have a quilter group.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm in a group too. So that quilt I'm doing is for my quilt group. It's a donation. We'll raffle it off to raise money for our quilt group so that our quilt retreats cost less per person.
That is just great.
Yeah. Has anybody seen the new Fidelity commercial with the cowboys riding across the mountains? No, it just,
Maybe.
what's that?
Maybe.
Maybe it was filmed up in Bridgeport last fall while we were at our quilt retreat. It's 30 seconds, and they were there for a week with probably 100 people.
Wow. Corporate America.
I guess so. It takes a lot to make those commercials. Okay, anyway, next guy.
Well, Linda, I was going to mention, I slid over purposely. I think,
Oh, I see your quilt.
yeah, I think you and I have talked about the quilts of
Yes.
Valor.
Quilt
Yeah.
of Valor. Yes,
That was the one that was presented to me.
it's
And I think
beautiful.
on the other side is a flag ceremony, a retired flag ceremony from the embassy in Baghdad, Iraq,
That's very nice.
when I was there. But, yeah, I treasure it.
Well, Keith, as a guest, you don't have to tell us some thing that you'd like to teach us, but we're certainly open for it.
Well, thank you. I don't know as I should go first. I also saw Randy come in and then drop out again. I don't know if you
She's there.
Oh, can you see me?
I can see you.
I can see you.
Hi.
I don't know why it doesn't appear on my screen, but anyway. But I think I'm honored, Jim, but I think the members should go first. But I do have a presentation.
Well, Linda went
Keith.
first, so you'd be second.
Yeah. It's your turn.
How do I share a screen? I'm not as comfortable with Google as I am with Zoom.
There's a square with an arrow in the middle of it.
Okay, let me.
And host control says you can share your screen, have chat messages, put little icons up as a reaction. You can turn on their microphone, turn on their video. Everybody can do everything.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think I found the.
It's coming in. There it is. Superpowers.
Okay. So I'm going to, I think it's 3 slides and then a 20-second video. So my superpower, or what I'm going to talk about today, is I played soccer for 20 years and I was a referee for 20 years. And one of the reasons soccer is so popular all over the world is it's probably one of the simplest games to learn. And the other reason is it's played on the ground, so you don't have to be 7 feet tall or weigh 300 pounds or a natural athlete. So we all know that it's the world's most popular game. Anyway, the other thing that makes it so popular is it only has 17 laws. 16 of them are easy. They make total sense. But number 11 is called offside. And to anybody that's gone to any game, it's the most common question I get. What does offside mean? And even when I try to describe it, it's still, people still go away confused. So I'm going to show a little example of what offside means. Offside means that you're cheating by standing next to the opponent's goal. So somebody can pass you the ball and you can score. And in other sports, it's called guarding or whatever it may be. But offside in soccer means you're cheating by sneaking up and getting on the other person's side. So this player here that you can see has done that. He's snuck inside and now somebody else in a white uniform could kick the ball to him, and he could kick it into the goal and score. So offside means you're off your side. The video, I think we can show that kind of goes through that. I'm going to stop sharing that screen and share a different screen. You can also hear somebody else's TV playing. Yeah, that may be too hard. I'm going to skip the video because in my clumsiness with Google, it will only delay. But going back to the
with a low withdrawal APR on balance transfers, the Platinum credit card lets you take control of your events. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/platform. Navy Federal.
By the way, that background voice is not me.
Who's Navy Federal?
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
So I'm Jim. I'm going to stop there.
Okay.
Yeah, my superpower is having played or refereed soccer for 40 years. I know the laws, and anytime somebody would like to learn about Law 11, what offside means, and I've oversimplified it. It is a little bit more complicated than that, but now you can be a little more aware of it when you watch your soccer game.
That diagram, was the guy inside the white lined box, was that the offside, or was he just past the I don't know which?
So the attacking player has to keep two opposing players in front of him. So what you saw there was he had passed. Let me see if I can bring that back.
I'm very interested in learning this.
Is that right?
Me too.
Oh, well, I thought there would be. Can we see that player now?
It's coming.
Okay.
Yes, he's back.
Okay. So there's the goalie in red shorts and another player in red shorts. You've always got to keep two players in front of you.
Uh-huh.
And he has snuck back past. So there's only now one player in front of him, and that's the goalie.
So the white line didn't have anything to do with it. It was the number of players.
And that's the big confusing thing, Jim, is the offside line constantly moves with the second to last defender.
Oh.
You're lined up with the second to last defender, and as that player moves, that's the line. And you can stand over there and do nothing, and that's being in an offside position. But the moment you become
So in this case, as the red team is on attack, the goalkeeper is the first opponent, and this defender is the second. A really simple way to look at it is to draw a 99 line across the field at the last
Let
defender,
me stop
and
that.
any player beyond that line is offside. This player is offside.
Okay, we've done that. We've got rid of that guy. Yeah. So, and the other thing is, and I'm getting too deep into the weeds, but you can be offside in an offside position and just standing there and doing nothing. That's not against the law, but the moment you become involved in the play, then now you're offside. And involved in the play could be as something as obvious as kicking the ball, or as something unobvious as, hey, ref, look over here. And now you're involved in distracting the play or the goalie, so you are involved in play. Yeah, law 11 is very complicated, and I've only started to penetrate the nuances of it. But yeah, there's 16 easy laws and one very complicated one, and 40 years of being engaged in the game has kind of made me an expert on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I'll go next.
I think I may have to stop sharing if you're going to use the.
Because same thing here. IFAB has some current information on offside, Keith, if you want to check out their site. It just came out recently. I saw it during the World Cup on some of their ways to qualify offside. So it's kind of interesting. So I am also a referee. I am a youth referee, which is teenagers, high school, junior high, things of that nature.
Yep.
And I'll touch a little bit on the assistant referee. One of the things you'll notice with referees, and I'm sure Keith will agree, is your demeanor, your body language garners you either respect or a lack of respect for how you're perceived by the crowd. If you're there slouched on the sideline, not really paying attention to what's going on, and you get some woo-hoos from the crowd, that's what to be expected. But if you're using correct body mechanics, things of that nature, it sure makes a big difference when you look professional and the referee team looks professional throughout the match. If you're not, and I've seen it before where people are just chatting with people on the sideline, especially at youth, some of the more recreational type functions where the referees feel that they're doing everybody a favor by standing there, and it doesn't always work that way. One of the things I wanted to touch on was flag mechanics. And with flag mechanics, one of the things I've noticed and we've used at the high school level is you'll notice the referee will hold the flag like this, and how that sometimes looks like that. And to overcome that, one of the things we've opted to do at the high school level was to put it between our fingers so you can see the straight line down the arm. So when you go that direction, you don't have to worry about which way the flag's going. It lines it up almost perfectly for you every time. So that's a little bit of the skill I'm going to touch on, since Keith did a great job with the offside. And great minds think alike, referees here. And I would invite everybody to become a referee, whether it be at the recreational level, the high school level, and they also have club ball at that level. So welcome to refereeing 101.
Well, I only have to learn 17 laws. I just learned that.
Yeah.
Well, and Keith will jump in on this. You've got 17 laws, and you've got to make an instantaneous decision, and you don't get to stop the clock and decide, did I make a good call or did I make a bad call? What's going to go on here at this point? You've got to make that decision and keep the match moving. So, I think that's where a lot of people, I think they find challenged for some of the refs that aren't experienced, because the more experience you get, the better you get. Practice makes perfect. There's no question about it. And I think that sometimes is where people get a little bit overzealous on the referee. Try going out there, keeping an eye on 22 kids, keeping the sideline or the touch line in control, as well as making cognizant decisions as to where you should be, what should be going on, make that call and feel confident that you made the best call you could.
Well, that flag you just held up, Bob, what was that signifying to us in the audience in the
what would be that usually signifies a direction or a location. And the offside, as Keith was talking to you, if you're called offside, the assistant referee will point the flag horizontal if it's midfield where the offside infraction took place. He'll go up if it's on the far side of the field, and he'll point down if it's on the close side of the field, in line with where he's at or she's at.
Do they still use the yellow card and the red card?
You betcha.
I was lucky enough, Jim, to meet the man that invented the yellow card and the red card, and his wife, designed the flag that Bob was demonstrating. The reason it's that color, yellow and red, is the very first one she made was out of parachute material after World War II. And the reason for the cards, and I've got one that's autographed, because the referees and the players may not speak the same language. The guy had trouble communicating the penalties. And so he went back and invented the yellow card and the red card to communicate. It's a multilingual symbol. And then his wife was the one that designed the flags. Yeah.
Wow.
From England, but actually they moved to the United States. And Bob, I don't know if you referee for AYSO.
Yes.
But I kind of guessed that from what you said. But he was actually, until they died, he died also, or I guess about 20 years ago. They were advisors for AYSO. Yeah. Yeah. So the answer to a long answer to your short question is yes, Jim. They do use yellow and red cards.
Well, I haven't been to a soccer game in a long time, but living 3 years in Italy and 3 years in England, I went to a lot of them. The audience was wild. That's for sure.
They do get excited. Well, I'll have to take you to a game. I have friends that have free tickets, so
Okay.
And Bob, I was looking. I can't tell you how many tournaments I've done in the Reno area. I was looking for names. Holly Bromley is the only name I could.
Yes, Holly. I've refereed with her.
Yeah.
Quite the gal.
Yeah. She also referees wrestling.
She, unfortunately, a few years ago was in a vehicle accident, and I have not heard how well she's recovered from that.
I think she's fine. Yeah. And Yvette, something like that. There was the. But anyway, we're too much chit chat.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, you're up.
Okay, and my link is my husband plays adult league soccer here locally. So
Oh, wow.
and when we all get together to watch major soccer games on, in somebody's house, there's a lot of calling of offsides, and I'm like, well, how do I make sense of this? Now I know I'm going to be able to make sense of it. Thank you both for that. So all of you are influencers in one way or another, because you want to influence sticking to rules. You want to influence people coming onto your fundraising campaign as you walk to raise money to end polio. You want to influence anyone in your circle. And I have some really great training that I took recently through Crucial Learning. I don't know if you know the Crucial Smarts book series, but I wanted to share that with you. So this is how to influence people to make change. So it's whether you're speaking to one person, an employee or a volunteer, or you're looking at one of the examples that they used is eradicating guinea worm. These principles work. So I want to share that with you as part of my own learning as well, to kind of repeat what I learned. And the way that I'm going to ask you to engage is, do each of you have a piece of paper and a pen? I'm going to ask you to do something very simple with drawing on a piece of scrap paper or something, and this is going to be for yourself. So when you have that, I want you to make two. I want you to divide the space so you have 2 columns. And then I want you to draw 1, 2, 3 lines across. So equal kind of boxes. And this is your map for influencing behavior. What are the main couple of reasons why people do things? The main things that they want, there's 2 reasons. Because they want to and because they can. So 1, 2 is motivation, right in the top left of your column, motivation, and in the right side of the column, right at the top of the column, write ability. So somebody's going to do something because they can, they have the motivation, or excuse me, because they want to, they have the motivation, and because they can. And then there are 3 different factors that this comes up. And here are your rows, the titles of your rows. The first is a personal motivation or ability. The second row is social, so social motivation or ability. And the third is structural motivation or ability. And so when you're looking to diagnose any problem around how can I have greater influence here, you're going to be looking at this chart as your kind of roadmap to figure out where's the best lever that I can work from to break open whatever's holding folks back from doing these things. So you ask, does this person want to, and can they do it? So in the first box, personal motivation, you're going to help them love what they hate. So if they're not motivated, your goal is to help them love what they hate to do. And in the personal ability, you're going to help them do what they can't do. And you'll hear this in folks like, I don't like it. This isn't for me. I don't enjoy it. It's just not who I am. Or ability, I don't know how to do this rule or wave this flag properly, or I never learned it. With social, it's about who they are with other people, how they're influenced by other people. And so they're looking for, are there people around me who are encouraging the right behavior, or are they discouraging the wrong behavior? So when you're looking at social motivation, you're going to want to provide encouragement. And in social ability, you're going to want to provide assistance. So like help, information, or resources. So, somebody doesn't show up to the meeting informed. Well, did they get the materials that they needed? Or they're delaying on something. They need help making a decision. So that's how social motivation or ability shows up. And then finally, what are all the sort of rewards that encourage the positive behaviors or discourage wrong behaviors? And what's the kind of environment that somebody is in or a group is in, the space that they're in that help them take positive behaviors? So under structural motivation, you're going to change their economy. So that's like when somebody's like, that's not what I get paid to do, or this doesn't affect my performance appraisal. You're going to be looking at what are some of the rewards that you can offer here. Or, my computer's constantly crashing, or I don't understand Google Meets. I don't understand how to use it. You might look at not only providing assistance, but in structural ability, changing their space so that you can provide cues or behaviors to help them stay on course. So that is a shorthand roadmap and strategies that you can use to influence behavior.
Thank you, Randy. I see I've written the word assistance twice now.
Okay. So under social motivation, provide encouragement, and social ability, provide assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And then structural motivation, change their economy and structural ability change their space.
Ah,
Change your space. That was what I missed that one.
I
Yep.
missed that one too. I'm a
Okay,
little
great.
slow.
Thank you. Maybe I forgot to say that.
Thank you.
That's like, that's one of the reasons why it's great to take retreats. Get everyone out of the office and figure out a way to shift how they're moving and working with each other and learning with each other. I learned this in a directed training with a group of people who were working on climate resilience issues in the northern seaboard. And so we're working with municipalities, public groups, and it's fascinating the different levels that you can take this. You can take this in your home with friends and also on large scale change issues.
Hey, it's a good paradigm. Thank you.
Randy, this is amazing that I should be here listening to you, because I know how I can use a dozen different places. Did you said you got this when you attended a webinar or seminar or something?
Yes, and there is a book actually. It's called.
That was the next question. How
Yes.
can I learn more?
Yes. So the group is called Crucial Learning. I think they used to be called Crucial Smarts. They have a series of books. There's a book on crucial accountability, crucial communication. This book is called Influence. I'm going to quickly look to see if there's a different word for that book or a title for that book.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, no, excuse me. I did have it up, but then
It happens on my computer. I had it up and then where did it go?
Give me a second. I'll chat it in.
Okay, yeah, a side of me that I don't think anybody here knows is I do a tremendous amount of consulting, and wow, this is just described what I do. Or
That's
what
great.
what I try to do.
I mean, you can really go deep with it.
Yeah.
I'm so close. I'm on their website. The website is cruciallearning.com, and the book is called Influencer, the new science of leading change.
Wow. This, as soon as we finish with this session, I'm going there. And,
Excellent. Well, good luck,
Okay.
all you influencers. The good influencers, you don't even have to have an Instagram account to be an influencer.
There you go. Well, I did a video a couple of weeks ago and I look a lot better. So here we go. I did this because I wanted to make it's a little technical and I wanted to make sure I had all the techniques down. Hi, everyone. Here's what I'm going to do today. We're going to learn how to edit photos on your iPhone, on your Mac. I don't have a PC, and on Google Photos, because everybody has Google Photos, or you can have it. And I'm going to show you that you don't need Photoshop and you don't need Lightroom. Yes, I have those, but I want to show you in about 5 minutes how to do basic editing of your photos. And I hope this will help you. Okay, so we're going to go to Google, and on your computer, this is the computer example, we're going to click on this link, go to Photos, and let's see if we can, let's pick this one. This is one of these cute things I did, putting Anna and Yuri's pictures in a cappuccino cup. So we're going to go up here on the top right, see where it says edit. That's what we're going to do. So it gives us a whole bunch of different colors that we can do. We have automatic, dessert, clay, Modena, West, Metro, Real, Bizarre. Oh, well, no, I don't like Bizarre. Real, no, Metro, Modena. Sounds like a city in Italy. West, Blush, Palama. That doesn't look too bad. There we go. We're going to make it lighter or darker here. The color. Okay, and we want it to pop a little bit. That's good. Now we want to size it because we have to make it fit into YouTube, which is 16 by 9. You can also do 3:2. You can do 4:3. You can't do 9 by 16. Oh, yes, you can. Well, flip to portrait. So that would be for Instagram, places like that. But we're going to go to YouTube here. Flip the landscape, 16 by 9. So it's going to fit like this. And usually at the top here, you see where it says click and hold to compare? That's the original. That's what I've got now. That's the original. That's what I've got now. Am I done? I'm done. Okay, now we're going to be on our Mac, and this is for Mac. We're going to go click on Photos on our toolbar, and I'm going to share my screen so we can see some things. Here we go. Okay, well, I don't want to work on that one. Let's see what, well, okay. That was my brother's 70th birthday party. He was born on Christmas Day. He ruined my Christmas. So anyway, we're going up to the top right corner where it says edit, and it's going to have sliding bars, and you can see how we can make it darker or lighter. We can play with the color. We can turn it to black and white. I think we'll leave this one black and white. Now, there is, we need to sharpen it because you see the guy on the right-hand side, that's Grant. We're going to have to sharpen things a little bit. Auto sharpen, how's that? But now it doesn't look all that good in black and white. See if we can play with a little bit. Okay, not too bad. Play just a little bit. The teeth are sparkling, aren't they? Okay, so do we have any red eye? How about our white balance? We're going to be warmer. Okay. That's about all we're going to do here. So now I think that's good enough, but you can see there's a number of controls. Noise reduction. Well, let's see. Yes. Noise is the pixelation we want to get rid of. So that looks pretty good. So that's going to be done. And so now we have a black and white photo. And so that's how you edit on a Mac. Mostly what I want to do as far as editing goes on my iPhone, edit, is to see if I can get the contrast better. We'll do the exposure here. Okay. We'll go and do a little cropping. I want to get rid of that bush and make this ready for YouTube. So probably closer to 16.9. And there's some other things we can do. We can flip it, we can write on it, but I'm not going to do that. This is usually what I do when I'm editing on my iPhone, is I just want to get it to be sharp, nice and light, brilliant, have good contrast. There it is. Boom, done. And I'll stop sharing. Are we back without not seeing? Can everybody see everybody else kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super impressive, Jim.
Anyway, well, I wanted to have YouTube videos on that hike, and I had to figure out how I'm going to do it. And I watched enough YouTube videos to teach me how to do it. And then I do it. And it's like any other kind of skill. You do it enough and you get a little bit better at it. And doing things on the fly is kind of tough. But I see these young kids doing it all the time on YouTube. If they can do it, maybe I can do it. So there you go. Anyway, I want to thank Randy for organizing this again. Do you know what's up for fun next month?
I wasn't ready again.
That's okay. It'll be a surprise.
Yes.
And actually we're gonna ask one of our new members to be the guest speaker next month.
Great.
And don't worry, Randy, it's not you. So the universe is two, but I'm going to try to get Yuri. If you're watching this, Yuri, I'm going to be calling you, and you better say yes. Well, I will tell your story because I know most of it without you. So there you go. That's the threat. Anyway, folks, we've had 45 minutes of fun. Randy, thank you for organizing it again. Linda, Keith, Bob, I really appreciate everybody's skill sets and their knowledge. And now we know we have less than 6 degrees of separation. Everybody have a good rest of the week. Thank you for joining. And Linda, Bob, and I will be back in just a minute. Okay?
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Now.
I'm still here. Let's see if we can get the
Still
recording
recording.
to go off.
Okay, I had to make it go off because I wanted to stop recording.
It still
It's
says
still
recording.
recording.
Oh, well, I'm going to start a new meeting and send you both an email. Okay?
Roger that.